Hi, you're listening to Table 12 Podcast with Danny Barr, Paul Marino, and Rob Behind the Glass. Gentlemen?
How's it going?
Afternoon.
Dan, did you catch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? It was on ABC.
I did.
I try to watch every year, and, you know, some of it I like, some of it I don't like, but that's okay.
I record it so I can fast forward.
That's what I do. I kind of was switching. I was watching the football game, and I was watching. I was going back to ABC, but I had a DVR'd it because then I wanted to revisit it. Look, I thought some of it was pretty good. I mean, they honored, Sly Stone and Bad Company and White Stripes, Outkast, Soundgarden, Cyndi Lauper, Joe Cocker, Warren Zevon, Salt and Pepper. That's not Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to me. Okay.
No, absolutely not.
I think the problem I got with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we'll touch on the performances in a minute, but some of these bands don't, or some of these acts are not rock and roll.
They should just have an R&B or rap.
Yeah. I mean, Public Enemy's in the Rock Hall of Fame. The guy with the clock, okay? But some of the bands that aren't in, okay? I mean, I can go down a list. Boston and Thin Lizzy should be in. Motley Crue, Styx, B-52s. The hard rock stuff, I like a little Motorhead. Iron Maiden's not in. Toto should be in. Rainbow should be in. Joe Walsh and Sammy Hagar, Greg Allman and Don Henley aren't in. Like I said, some of these bands that they put in, Outkast got in. Look,
Joe Walsh should be in 3 times.
Yeah, he could be in. He's in for the Eagles.
The James Gang,
and he should be in for himself.
Right. And as a solo. And I'll tell you, when I went to see the Eagles years ago, when Glenn Frey was still alive, when Joe Walsh hit the opening lick of Life's Been Good, it was the biggest reaction from the crowd of any song that night.
And that was when he played some of his solos with the Eagles. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah, he did Rocky Mountain. He did Life's Been Good. And
All Night Long.
Funk 49.
Yeah.
They, I think that's just it, those 3 songs. But I'm just saying, as popular as he is, it came out that night that you're here to see the Eagles. But yet,
when they added him to the band, it just went to another level.
Yes.
I mean,
Felder wasn't happy about it, but
no,
it was competition.
Yeah, because he was direct competition,
right?
And I think that began a lot of arguing because he fell out of favor with Glenn Frey. They were fighting all the time.
And as talented as Felder is,
he's not Joe Walsh.
He's not Joe Walsh.
No, he's not. No. So I mean,
Joe Walsh gave Jimmy Page
the guitar when he was in the Yardbirds. When he was in the Yardbirds, he was touring. That's when he met Joe Walsh when he was in the Yardbirds.
Guitar.
Yeah. And I just don't see how Thin Lizzy and Boston and Motley Crue has a great catalog. Styx has a good catalog. The B-52s, how are they not in? I don't understand. They don't get considered. You want to put Cyndi Lauper in? All right. Joe Cocker should have been in long ago. Warren Zevon, absolutely great.
Took years for Warren Zevon, and he didn't go in for his music. He went in as an influence.
Yeah, come on. And, Bad Company was great. And I thought that was the best live segment because you had Joe Perry on lead guitar. You had the drummer from Bad Company playing. And then you had, I forgot his name. What was the other guitar player that was playing on that? I forgot his name now. That was the best live performance.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I saw it. I found the Bad Company part sad to me. The one member just died a month before the induction.
What's the guy who sang "Cuts Like a Knife"? Cuts like a knife.
Brian Adams. He's great.
That was the other guitar player.
Paul Rogers not healthy enough. He did a video, but not healthy enough to be there. And really one of the great rock voices of all time, Paul Rogers.
Soundgarden was pretty good. When they had
I liked that better than I expected it because I didn't listen to them.
I was surprised that Jack White didn't play. He just sat in the front. He didn't play at all. Like he could have played in his own songs. He did not play in. He did not. He's young. He didn't.
I didn't listen to the White Stripes.
No, but I'm saying at the performance, he was sitting front row. He didn't get up and play his own song. Somebody else did. Usually, when the older musicians can't do it, then they bring another band out. Case in point was Bad Company. But he didn't. He could have got up and played his own music. They only played 2 or 3 songs of his. And,
I know who he is, and I know he's talented, and he does a great job carrying the torch for real rock.
Yeah.
But excuse me. And he produced an album for Loretta Lynn and did a duet with her, which was, I think it was called Portland, Oregon, I think is the name of the song, but it was a good song. He does he works with Neil Young a lot, and like he's been instrumental, no pun intended, in bringing vinyl back.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I respect Jack White. I just don't know his original music.
But the live performances were okay. Cyndi Lauper was
so
okay.
I watched and enjoyed her live performance.
Mm.
I did not watch the speech. I
didn't either.
I wanted to hear her music. I didn't want to hear her talk.
Sly Stone, the opening segment with their music, with Stevie Wonder playing.
Right. I think it was Stevie Wonder that played, yeah.
It was really good. So it was okay. Warren Zevon.
And Sly Stone had just passed away.
Yeah, Warren Zevon, the band that came out for him, played his songs really well. So I thought it was okay. I mean, it was okay. Now, the highlight of the night for me, you probably remember this, because Brian Wilson just died. Elton John did a tribute to Brian Wilson, came out, and they did God Only Knows.
Yeah.
And Elton John's sitting in the chair. I guess he doesn't get around that well either.
He has trouble walking.
So, but I thought that was pretty good.
I would have preferred they brought out Carney Wilson to sing that.
They could have.
She does a beautiful version of it. It wasn't Brian's song. I mean, Brian wrote it, but Carl sang it.
Right.
Brian didn't sing it.
Yeah, he wrote it.
And that was one of the big fights in the band. Was he wanted Carl to sing it, and Mike Love was pissed. But no one else could have sang that song than Carl Wilson.
No, it was great. And Lennon McCartney said it's the best song they ever made, or whatever.
It's to me, it's number 2 behind In My Life. I mean, I think those are the 2 best songs ever written.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
I don't know why I don't know how they go about this Hall of Fame committee deciding or picking who's the nominees. And
Politics.
I know a lot of it, I think fans can vote, but it's not. I don't think it's all.
Well, the magazine
the only factor.
Decides who's nominated, and then the fans vote online, which I don't necessarily think that's fair either. I think there should be, and there probably is, a certain amount of input from rock critics and other. I think they do have a veterans committee, for lack of a better term, like baseball has. But I think a lot of it is, what they feel is culturally appropriate right now.
Yeah.
The
same thing.
How do you put in Cyndi Lauper before the B-52s? Like,
come on. Yeah.
But they look at her as groundbreaking. Well, the B-52s is pretty damn groundbreaking.
I think so. And they got 2 phenomenal. Their album. I mean, I only got 2 of their albums. Their first 2, which is just phenomenal albums.
Iconic.
And I don't understand. They made a whole different sound.
But it took them so long to put Warren Zevon in.
It's not. That's yeah.
And Joe Cocker, and that actually, as much as I love Warren Zevon, I thought I probably enjoyed the Joe Cocker segment more than any of them.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
They didn't mention it, which I was surprised, but I had seen in an interview with Paul McCartney that Joe Cocker was the only one that didn't need their permission.
Yeah.
He could sing whatever. He had carte blanche to do whatever he wanted with a Beatles song.
And with a little help from my friends, Jimmy Page was the guitarist on that. I don't know if you knew that.
In the studio?
Yep.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, he was all over everything.
Yeah.
Jimmy and John Paul Jones, absolutely.
They were very close and started together and, session.
They were always in the studio together. That's why
right.
And we talked about it before, so I won't reiterate too much, but John Paul Jones' wife said, "Call Jimmy. He's starting the band. You know him. You got an inside track." And as soon as he called Jimmy, that's what happened. So the rest is history. Yeah, I watch it every year. There's some of them that were better than others. Obviously, the further you go back, because the live performances were always the highlight of the show at the end. If you remember, if you know that, and then you had a lot.
They inducted Chubby Checker, and he wasn't there. He was performing at like a Legion Hall.
Oh, really?
And he did a video. And he had the trophy. They gave him the trophy there on the stage there. But there aren't many with that bridge that 50s. You've got Frankie Avalon and Paul Anka, like we talked about last week, and Chubby Checker, but there's not many left.
No,
that bridge that gap.
No, and I don't know what the music is like now because I don't listen to anything that's new because it's kind of I'm not in my wheelhouse.
I've been musically stunted since 1980. I mean, there's very few. Most of the acts since 1980 that I like are country acts, and I'm really late to the game on some rock bands. Like I start discovering rock bands after 20. They're out 20 years. Like Cage the Elephant. My son's band, The Spins, covered them, and I liked it. I asked him who it was, and he said Cage the Elephant, and I'm like, oh, I'll have to check them out. And he's like, that been out for 20 years,
The problem is nothing's going to top that era. The era that I was in, the era that you were coming into.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's nothing compared to it.
Well, I mean, 55 to 75 is the greatest 20 years in
music. There was a lot of I liked stuff after that, but like you said,
right.
that window was just.
I mean, the people from those days are still touring. The biggest revenue tours are the Stones, the Who, all the same bands. Styx is touring again, and it's a lot of it has to do with the fact that their fan base is now in their 60s and 70s, and we have the money to pay these stupid prices.
When I was in high school, and I just turned 18 years old, everybody's talking. Jethro Tull's coming this week, then Led Zeppelin's coming, then Bad Company's coming, then Allman Brothers. Like the Garden was just in the summer. Right. It was the one band I didn't get a chance to see. I wanted to always see, and I went to the Garden once, just to try to get tickets, just to see if I can somebody on the street selling a ticket. AC/DC when they were in their prime.
Right.
They're in the Hall of Fame, I think, ain't they? They are. But couldn't get in. That's one show, and now they're going to tour again. But it's getting to the point now where it's it's kind of, for me, it's anticlimactic that they're aged and all of that.
For me, the band that I'm so thrilled I got to see, and I got to see him twice, was Queen at the Garden.
Never saw them.
Both times at the Garden. And we actually, on the way through the tunnel, our car broke down. I was a senior in high school. Our car broke down, and we pushed the car the rest of the way out of the tunnel, up that hill into Manhattan. When you come out of the tunnel, it goes up the hill to 34th Street. And we pushed it into a parking lot, paid for the parking, and went to the concert, not knowing if the car was going to start when we came out.
You didn't care?
Didn't care. We needed to go see the concert.
After the concert, we were worried about getting home.
Right.
Yeah. I saw, like in that time, I mean, I saw it later on. You and I went too. I saw McCartney 4 times, the Stones 3 times. But in the era, I saw Aerosmith, Beach Boys, Bad Company, Led Zeppelin.
I never got to see Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I still got the ticket stub, and I got the concert T-shirt. Never wore it. I showed it to my.
And I bet it still fits.
No, I don't think I think that was a large. I think I'm. No, that's a little bit. No.
Actually, Plant is coming to Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, and I'm thinking about it.
How is he still doing this stuff? I mean, these guys are unbelievable.
He's not as physical as he used to be.
No.
And he doesn't hit those notes like he used to. He's still great.
But he knows what range to stay in. Like, you know what I mean? Like the way he learned how to sing.
Oh, yeah.
And
So did
Allison,
Daltrey.
well,
Daltrey
he
did
said
the same thing.
What's her name? Allison Krauss.
Yeah.
He said, he goes, I'm doing a rehearsal with her when we first got together. This was a while back, and she says, "What are you doing? You got to sing here so I can sing here." And he's like, "Yeah, she's teaching him how to sing."
All right.
For this, And they did. I think they did 1 or 2 albums together.
2 albums.
Yeah, I'm pissed at Robert Plant because he never. Jimmy, when they did that 07 concert, they were ready to go on the road, and he said no. They rehearsed for 6 weeks.
Was that when they played the O2 arena?
Yeah, Celebration Day, it's called.
Yeah.
So
With Jason Bonham on drums.
Jason Bonham.
Yep.
And that's the only way that could have worked.
Yes.
But now if you ever saw the other drummer when they did the tour, the Unplugged tour in between 94 and 97, I saw Page and Plant twice. Once they had a full orchestra, and once it was just the band. In fact, we were at the Continental Arena, and he comes out and he says, "There's no Egyptians with us today. It's just a band."
Well,
but the drummer was really good for that. That drummer that played with them then was really good.
And Page toured with the Black Crowes.
Yep.
And I would have liked to have seen that. I don't know why I wouldn't have, but I didn't.
And they wouldn't release that live. It was a tour, all live music, Zeppelin music that they did, and they didn't release that. I think they just recently put something out about it. So I don't know if there's something out there now, but if you heard some of the music, it was really good. But
Black Crowes is a great band.
Yeah. So that's it for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and
Yeah, I think it's getting weaker every year.
I think so.
And probably because our era is dying off.
Yeah.
But I agree with you on some of the ones that you mentioned that aren't in. I was never much of a Motley Crue fan, but
I like them.
I get what they did for hair bands. They're basically the granddaddy of 80s hair bands.
I think they put out some good albums and some good stuff.
I personally think the first hair band was Sweet.
I love Sweet.
I give Sweet credit for that because they were doing the androgynous.
Now, did they ever get in?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No.
And that's another one.
That's a great band.
Phenomenal.
Desolation Boulevard, one of the great albums of all time.
They could play well, they could sing, and they had popular hits. I don't know. I think we should be on the committee, but that's just me. Me, you, and Rob, I think we do a better job. What do you think, Rob?
Sounds good to me.
So, all right, guys, we're wrapping up another week. We'll be here next week. See you next time.
See ya.
See ya.